Hey Mallards, I am back at Montverde Academy. This week we have the juniors one act. It's windy again, so I apologize. Trying to shelter myself in the corner, but I apologize if what you mostly hear is the sound of the wind. So far we had Ava's one act, which is a show called Lazarus, which is written by David Bowie and somebody else, but I can't remember who. I'll look it up, but it was a really different show, very clearly a David Bowie creation, because there were aliens involved, and it's very interesting. I would be curious to read the original script, because I have a feeling this was performed with an entire female cast, and I have a feeling that's probably not the way it was written, but I was really, really into that as a way that the show was done. And overall, it was really fun. The singing, it's a musical, the singing was very good, and the whole rest of it was really intriguing. It was really, really, really intriguing. I had a very good time watching that, and the performance that all of those girls put on was top-notch, because it's very clearly a kind of absurd piece, and they rolled with that very well, and we laughed a lot and enjoyed it. Ava also asked us to not clap after the singing because it's a timed thing, and they still didn't quite get to the end. But man, there were several moments where I was like, gotta fight the urge to applause. It was really, really, really fun. And I've got one more one act tonight, and then at least one tomorrow before I post this video. But good job, Ava. I thought this is a directing piece, mostly, you select and then it's a lot of your directing, and I thought that the set choices were good and the directing choices were very, very strong and interesting, and she used a stage platform for most of the singing so that everyone had a very performative element to their solos, and I thought that was really cool and really fit with kind of the feel of the piece overall. So that was very fun, and I'm heading back in for another one. Second show down, it was CJ's directed piece. It's called Stop Kiss. In a turn from the absurdism, it was much more straightforward, very dramatic. It is a piece centering around a couple, lesbian couple in New York City. Well, I shouldn't say lesbian, a bisexual and potentially a lesbian, but a woman-loving woman couple in New York City who one of the girls gets beat into a coma, and the show centers around before that happens, them getting to know each other and coming together, and then after, when the investigation is happening, and it sort of bridges those two together until you get to the moment in the forward moving part of their relationship where they go out and they get beat. Very dramatic, very, very well done, well performed, which, as mentioned, is absolutely no surprise with this entire crew. CJ's directing was really strong in this. I thought also that his set design was really good. He sort of split the stage into 3 parts and had a apartment section and a hospital/police office section, and then the actual hospital bed, and played with the time by sort of centering things on one side or the other, and the show hops back and forth in time on either side of the event, but I think the choices made it very clear what time we were in, and also a very strong relationship developing between the characters. I do feel bad for the poor set pieces here, because that couch, the couch piece that they used, has seen better days. Wow. It just makes me think of all of the couches that we used in high school and college, because we were really mean to them. But it was well done, and great job, CJ, directing that piece. I thought it was a very strong choices and a very clear vision, and then the performers pulled it off very, very, very well. I don't know, the whole wind thing is frustrating. I don't know how much of this you're hearing. And then the third piece was Conflict. This is Josh's directorial piece. It was a bare stage, which was kind of fun, so a very different look than the other ones. And the piece centers around a narrator narrating somebody's life, and they narrate it from birth to death, and they're like, yeah, and that was really, really boring, wasn't it? Show's over, and you feel uninterested, and that's because there's no conflict, and then they go through a series of conflicts. It was very clever. I thought that the physicality that everyone used was really good, and obviously, like, Josh did a good job of choosing the moments and directing that. I am curious about the script, but I get the feeling it's a lot more open-ended than some of the other stuff that we saw, clearly open to interpretation, and doing it on a bare stage with everybody in blacks. It also has an audience plant element that I think is really cool, and overall it was just really, really well done and very funny. I super enjoyed these 3 shows. I'm excited to come back for 3 more Junior 1X tomorrow. I had a great time. It's really fun for me to see directing pieces because that is the thing I consider myself to be the most proficient at, is directing. And so I enjoy seeing the choices that are made. And it's especially fun for me to go look up these scripts if they're shows that I don't know, and see the changes they made and the decisions they made, because I always find that really interesting. So great job, juniors. I look forward to the next 3 tomorrow, and I'll see you then.